Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For those of you new here, I'm Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And this is Life Redesigned. In 2022, Carrie and I sold everything that we owned and we hit the road full time because we were tired of traditional living in a box with a couple of windows and watching those neighbors throw the chair out the front door and then beat the hell out of it. Yes, that's a true story.
It really is.
So along the lines of full-time life, one of the questions that we get asked all the time is, hey, we see a video all the time coming from every RVer on YouTube saying that you need to have these things. It would be nice to get your perspective, Bob and Carrie, on things that you don't need for full-time RV living. Well, Steve, we are glad that you asked, because today's video is going to cover just that. It's going to be the top 8 things that we say that you do not need for full-time RV life. Now, before you start hitting the comments, know that this is just our take. What you do in the privacy of your own time and with your own money, that's your thing and whatever your desire is, but these are things that you don't need, that you don't have to have. They're just wants. So anyhow, let's start with number 1.
Lots of money.
This is probably one of the biggest pet peeves that I have, is that people saying that you need lots of money and a huge bank account. You need investment properties and all these kinds of things just to be able to live this lifestyle. Well, it's simply not true. Yes, if you want to go have a picture perfect destination all the time, yeah, it's going to cost money. But if you want to just be real about your living in your real RV life, it doesn't cost much more than living in a traditional sticks and bricks. There's so many things that you can do on the RV side to save money, and it's crazy. In fact, we put out our budget, we got criticized for our budget because we were saving money. But that's the ultimate goal for us, was to downsize and kind of, well, make those changes. But you don't need a lot of money. You need money, but you don't need mass amounts of money to live this lifestyle. We're proving that every single day.
Yep.
Next one.
I can't say what I want to. RV toilet paper. Sorry, RJ.
So this is one that we've seen, I don't know how many videos on, that you need special toilet paper, you need special chemicals, you need special this. You know, look, at the end of the day, if you're looking at your holding tanks as septic tanks, maybe that's what you need. But you really don't. You don't need special solutions, you don't need special ingredients, you don't need special paper. We use Charmin. Why? Because it feels soft to my buttocks. But the point is, we've never once given up comfort of toilet paper because we live in an RV. Use plenty of water, the stuff floats right out, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Next.
Ugh. I don't even want to say the words.
Snapads. Okay. This is, and I know some of you guys love these things, but you don't need them, and that's the point of this video. Snapads, for you, those of you who don't know, sponsor a lot of RV channels, but they're basically just rubber mittens for your jack stands that keep your rubber cushion there and supposedly help with stabilization.
10 times out of 10 aren't even touching the ground. They're on additional levelers.
Our favorite
It's
thing
so
is seeing
stupid.
Snapads in an RV park.
Sorry.
And they have them on top of leveling blocks
Ugh.
because they don't want their Snapads to get dirty.
Hello.
If it works for you, hey, great. Us personally,
I think it's stupid. I'm sorry.
I just couldn't see spending the money on little rubber mittens for my jack stands. Next.
Tons of memberships.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, between Harvest Hosts, Reserve America, Good Sands,
That coast to coast.
Coast to Coast, for anything that you can imagine, there's a membership for.
Yep.
Some memberships have done really well for us, such as 1,000 Trails is a game changer as far as we're concerned.
We have escapees.
We have escapees for our membership because it saves us a lot of money on escapees parks because that's where we go. But for the most part, a lot of these memberships, they're just, well, they're phooey. You don't need all these memberships not to do RV life. Do they come in handy? Sure, but you don't need them. Again, point of the video.
Yep. The solo stove.
Ooh.
Okay, and I can tell you it is not a need because there's one in the back of our truck that we haven't even used yet.
So Solo Stove, for those of you who remember back a few years ago, was sponsoring every channel in the RV segment because it was the newest and coolest thing, and now there's like 1,000 knockoffs of this thing. I think there's probably more Solo Stove companies or that make a like product that I don't even think they sponsor anybody anymore because everybody got one. You don't need these things. Most places have a fire ring, and for those that don't, well, it probably is an area that you shouldn't be having a fire in anyway. We have a knockoff solo stove that has, like Gary said, been sitting in the back of our truck for a year because we just don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
But you don't need it. A fire ring is, and pretty much every RV park that we've been to has a fire ring. So go figure.
Yeah.
Next.
RV mattress.
Okay, this is going to be one of our favorite ones to discuss because they are a heavy sponsor of a lot of channels. And this is what makes all the other channels really hate us because we call it out. This is an RV mattress. Okay, great marketing strategy. They're mattresses and they're standard size mattresses, but they tell you they put RV in the front of it so that you think that you need to have it for your RV. It's a specialty item, and that blows up the price 3 times. The reality is, for a good majority of RVs, they just use standard mattress sizes. So a queen is a queen and a king is a king, and you get the point. But you can go down to Costco and pick up, like we did, a Casper mattress. You can go, Select Comfort is another one that we hear in a lot of rave reviews for RVers on. In fact, had we really thought of it, we would have kept the mattress that we had at our home because it was such a great mattress.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend $2,000 on a mattress unless you want to, and that's, again, your thing, but you don't need to have an RV-specific mattress for RV life.
Yeah.
And number 7.
The newest and the latest and greatest.
Now, there's no doubt about it that since we've started doing YouTube, we've become what's called influencers, meaning that, well, if we recommend a channel, they get a bump in subscribers. If we recommend a product, that product sells. And there's some people who get a little carried away with this, and any sponsor that comes along, they accept and they just frivolously shill out to the masses, and then everybody feels that they need to have all this stuff. And the reality is you don't need the latest and greatest. All this stuff that makes RV living maybe a little more comfortable, sure, it's fine, it's great. But you don't need to have XYZ product in order to have a good time or to live a RV lifestyle.
Chances are, and you can mark my words, you can go get what Bob calls the RV starter kit. 6 months later, you'll be getting rid of all of that stuff because you don't need it. It doesn't fit into what you're doing.
We see this time and time again at RV parks, and Carrie makes a really good point, is that we can walk around every RV park and find out who's been watching too much YouTube, because we do call it the YouTube starter kit. Everything from Snapads to the RV mattress box that's out front, to the electric bikes, to everything. And don't get me wrong, we have electric bikes too.
Yeah.
We get it. We're right there with you, brother. But you don't need all these things that everybody's peddling to you.
Right.
You have to use a little bit of common sense, which is fine, but we all want to be part of that group that has all these things. But the biggest thing that we find in a lot of RV parks is that they have community rooms where you can leave stuff behind, kind of like leave a penny, take a penny.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff is always on the YouTube starter list. It's quite comical.
Yeah.
But I think at the core, what we're trying to get at here is a good part of this, and this is going to be number 8, it's going to feed right into this, is that somewhere along the lines, I think we've, as influencers or YouTube in general, has gotten away from what this lifestyle is supposed to be about, which is simplicity and downsizing, and more about experiences versus stuff, right? And even the ones that promote experiences over stuff are pushing stuff all the time. And there's a simple way of doing things. And if you need every gadget and gizmo, that's fine. And we don't criticize any of that. But to say that you need these things, get back to basics.
In order to do it is incorrect.
And it is funny, the more people that we're meeting as we decide to get out there, put ourselves out there in RV parks and talk to people that recognize us and not just ignore them, we're finding more and more that there is a pushback now to people going, we don't want all this stuff. We want to simplify, and going back to what camping should be about and RV living should be about. It's just enjoying the nature and being around each other.
Yep.
Which leads right into number 8. My biggest pet peeve right now, and that's just, yeah, I'm talking to you, is solar. We see everything from lithium batteries being pushed everywhere to solar panels, and we've seen some rigs that are just every square inch of their roof line is covered in solar panels. And where are they? They're plugged into the RV park just like we are. And I just crack up about it. These people don't even boondock once a year. But hey, you don't need solar to do this lifestyle. Does solar come in handy? Sure,
Yes.
it does. Does a generator come in handy? probably more so than that solar panel does. If you want a boondock in the middle of the desert Mexico, then you're going to need all this. But for the average RVer, you don't need any of this. And that's really just a thing, another thing to sell you until the next sponsor comes along and the next product and whatever comes. That's just it.
Yep.
So I'm quite sure I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this video, as I do with every other video, but that's what makes YouTube so special, is that you're free to subscribe and free to unsubscribe. You're free to watch whatever channel, and you're free to disagree or agree with us. But if there's something we miss that you don't need, leave us a comment below. If we're wrong about something that you need, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for number one, let us know as well. Until next time, we hope wherever you are that you're doing well, and if not, you get a chance to redesign your life. For Life Redesigned, I am Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And guess what?
What?
We're done.
All right.